You know what it is. Hot 97, your boy Hip Hop Mike in the building. And when this guy calls, I always answer. Shout out my man Buda Da Future here hanging out with me.
Yes, sir.
So what was it, like Tuesday? I got the ring. It was like, yo, I have this dope artist. I need you to sit down with her. She's ill.
I believe in her, man.
I know anybody.
I believe in you too.
That's adorable.
Word.
I know anybody that this guy believes in is definitely destined for greatness. So I just like didn't even ask who it was. I'm like, bring her through. It's cool. She's always welcome on the show.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
All love. Then this morning I get the text. It's a song, and I see the name, and it's this beautiful girl in front of me. Meluchis is in the building.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Did I pronounce that right?
Yes, you did. Meluchis.
Meluchis is in the building.
Rhymes with blue cheese.
With blue cheese. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me, man. Thank you, Buda, for bringing me into the studio.
That's your music and your talent got you here.
It's a pleasure to be here. I'm super excited to be here, and I just have so many more things in store for you guys to see, so I cannot wait to show you guys. This is just the beginning.
I know since the first time we met, because we actually met before I even known that you guys were working together. Mm-hmm. And I think it was like a year ago. We were at a party, and she was playing us music off the iPhone in the party.
Wow.
And it's like, it's so hard to hear the music, but you could tell that she's just super passionate about what she was doing.
Yes.
And to see that now you've linked up with Buda Da Future, that you out here doing major things. You got a record out right now that's going crazy. It's a pleasure to have you by.
Oh, thank you.
I need to know, how did you guys link up? Like, where did this come together?
Oh, man. I would say it happened a couple months ago, back last year through my boy Hood.
Okay.
He actually works for Def Jam, and he does management. So he introduced me to her actually via Instagram. And then when I'm going through her page, I'm like, damn, she's really dope. So when I met her in person, and we actually had a session, I was blown away. Like, she got soul, she got range, and her writing is crazy. And like you said before, she's very passionate, and I noticed that within the first, like, half an hour of meeting her, and just how she, you know, presented her music and just her artistry. Nah, it was really dope. Intense, but dope.
What was the vibe for you? Like, when you linked up with Buda, were you like super nervous? Were you excited?
Hell yeah, I was nervous because I have so much respect for him, you know? Like, I've heard really good things about him. So to me, it was just like, all right, you know, I got to treat this man right. And I got to, at the same time, you know, show off that I really got this, because I want him to believe in me, you know? So that's really dope for him to open his arms to me and take some of his time to actually do it with me. That actually made me believe that. Okay.
Now she got the sauce.
Yes, sir.
For the people that aren't familiar, where do you originally come from?
Well, I come from Colombia. I was born in Medellin. I was raised there. Then I came here to New York at the age of 10, and ended up, you know, grabbing all the bad habits from here.
Became an official New Yorker, guys.
Yeah, you start eating chopped cheese and all that.
Cursing everybody out on the trains.
Where did the music come into your life? Was it back in Colombia, or did you kind of get into it in New York?
I would say all my life. My mom's family has always sang, so she used to have me in a chorus. But then I wasn't, you know, there were so many kids in the room singing that I'm like, okay, you know, I'm just one of them. And as time passed by, I stopped. Music was something in the back of my head until I came to New York, and I realized, you know, I could actually do something here. Like, I have personality, good or bad. I have a voice. Let's just see.
It's definitely good.
100%. When I started, I'm telling you, it wasn't so good. I was a little trash, but you know, we worked the way up, and now I'm such a good artist, and I can say that. I'm proud to say that.
So what were some of the things that you did to kind of get yourself prepared for what you're doing now?
Studying a lot of artists, English, Spanish, studying lyrics. The reason why certain people caught on to some words, like there's certain words that are so like, nah, bro, don't even write that down. But those are actually the words that people like.
Well, give me an example.
Will repeat. Like the Migos, they say, don't get too close, my chain is gonna bite you.
Okay, got you.
That's just
so
clever.
The slang.
It's clever. It's very clever. So it's like those are the things that people actually pick up on. So I started studying that and trying to add it into my music as well.
Very witty.
Just to make it a little bit more animated, so people could, you know, people have a short attention. I have the attention span of a fucking fly.
Same.
I have a horrible attention span. You see, I just had it. I'm like, I lost it.
Well, nah, I mean, as far as the artistry goes, though, like, which artists were you looking up to that you studied? And did you speak English before you came here, or is that something you picked up through listening to these artists?
I spoke no type of English. I still have an accent. I'm in the middle. Like, I don't speak good English and I don't speak good Spanish. So I try to
pretty well.
Nah, she blends it pretty great in songs.
Yeah,
How'd you learn English?
I went to first I went to an international school. But then my parents, I was actually a great student. I was getting really good grades. So they, at the international school where everything was Spanish, they gave you a test.
Okay.
And I was one of the highest grades in that test. So they allowed me to, you know how in the schools in New York, you have like certain districts. So
Yeah,
you have to
do
go
good,
to that
you
school.
level up.
So they were like, you can go to any school. So I went to school in the city, no English. Oh my God. I love to talk to people. I'm very friendly. You know, I wanna be able to like, you know, move around and just feel comfortable. But it was definitely very uncomfortable for me because I was afraid to talk. I was afraid to be myself because I didn't know how they were going to react to it. You know, I'm in a different country, like, just chill. So, I mean, then from then, like, it just started picking up. Like, it wasn't like, oh, blue is azul. It was more like, okay, just whole sentences, and I would just mess up, and I'm still messing up, but
nah, it's something
now
that came
it's
to you
pretty
quick,
good.
though.
Yes, now it's pretty good.
All right. And then as far as the songwriting and all that, did you start out writing like Spanish music, I'm assuming?
No, English.
Really?
It was actually English. I mean, now I still, like, if I listen to a beat, the melody just comes in English.
Okay.
But I'm trying to do it in Spanish now just to get more used to it. I want to be able to make music and more music in both languages, actually. So I'm trying to become better at both.
Should be able to flip it up.
Exactly.
Who are some artists that you'd want to work with these days? I mean, I know Buda Da Future's done worked with all these big artists. I'm sure he can connect you with, but who do you have in mind to be on some future records?
Definitely Ozuna.
Okay.
I would love to be on a record with Ozuna. That's my man right there. Nah, that's my man right there. I got a man in the back.
Yeah, her man's is actually in the building.
Right. And her producer as well.
Definitely
Shout
made
out
a
to
face
him.
at
My
her.
producer and artist, Jonathan J. Nasty.
Okay. Okay.
Watch out for him.
Yeah, so if you do a record with Ozuna, you're going to have your man in the building just to make sure everything.
Oh, man.
Copacetic.
That's what Ozuna know. Keep
know what it is.
Oh, tell me about this record that you have out right now.
The record that I just put out right now is called Gotta Move. It's a record that the hook starts in English, but then it goes into Spanish. It goes, when they say I love you, bitch, I love me too. So it goes, it's pretty interesting. You guys are gonna hear it after the interview. But that's the record that I have out right now. I have two other records called Lo que me gusta de ti and Te estima.
Well, what does that mean? I don't speak any Spanish.
Lo que me gusta de ti is what I like about you.
Okay.
And Te estima is more like, does that make you feel good? It's more of a question. Te estima? Does that make you feel good? And then I
sounds cynical. It sounds like you being sarcastic. Like,
Yeah.
does that make you feel good?
But you know what? In all three songs, I have a little bit of English. I would have like a verse in Lo que me gusta de ti and Te estima. I have another verse. And Gotta Move is mostly Spanish, but I don't even know why I put the title as Gotta Move if most of the song is in Spanish. But
the lyrics is crazy, and the tone, her approach on the whole record is really dope, and it stands out. That's one of my favorites, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, the way she be flipping it up. And
Yeah,
then,
it's crazy.
I mean, the video are you like the visual, like, do you come up with what you want the videos to look like, or do you work with directors that kind of help that?
I've had a lot of help, thankfully. I had this creative director, her name is Sky Mahoney. She has helped me out a lot. My uncle, which is the one that, helps me put the vision together, he's very creative. And so if I tell him, I think we should put a mask on him, he'll be like, why don't we put a mask on all of them? So he just brings it more to life.
Okay.
And that's what I have him there for. So thank you to him. I've worked with a lot of makeup artists. Shout out to Amalie Rodriguez. I love that girl. She's helped me a lot.
That's one thing I could say about her. She's one of the very few artists that kind of comes to the studio. She knows what she wants to do. Her direction game is crazy. And then production-wise, she's like real particular with her sound, and she's pretty versatile. But like even vibing with her and her producer in the studio, there's like not one beat you could play past her, and she'll have something for it, which is really dope. And I noticed that about her. Like, her pen game is crazy.
Is that rare with a lot of artists you work with, for them to just come in and be knocking out records
Within
like
the
that?
first 5 minutes of you meeting them, yeah, that's kind of crazy. And then you could tell creatively her direction is pretty unique, man. Like, as she's creating the record, she's like she's dissecting her lyrics, whether she should do it in Spanish and then in English. She'll flip it either way. But I feel like once she comes out the booth, she already knows like how she wants her video.
So
like,
she point
I
out how
have
to
she's
such a
like
hard
really
time
on
with
top
that.
of that. Like
I have such a hard time with that sometimes because it's just like as much as I wanted to do it in English, I'm like, damn, like the Spanish market would appreciate it so much more. So then I was just like, okay, I'm gonna take my time and just.
super professional though.
Nah, it's
like,
dope that you're thinking about the marketing, but I always believe it's just do what feels right. Like if you could be in a studio and just have that vision, just get to it,
Just
you
do
know?
it, or do both.
Facts, and which you've done very well. As far as the future plans are concerned, what are you looking forward to most, and what's to come?
Well, I'm going to Colombia.
Okay.
I'm going to Colombia next month. I'm super excited. My dad just got his green card. Can't talk too much about it because last time I checked, Trump was still president.
Yeah. Do you go often? Like, are you able to travel back and forth?
Yes,
or is that trouble?
me, thankfully. No.
Okay.
I'm good. It was just my father with the issues. But
All right.
I'm going to Colombia, so I'm going to do a lot of promoting over there. I already got something going on there, so I'm looking to just go and promote myself and do whatever I got to do for people to get to know me there. That's where I'm from, so I'm super excited to go. I haven't gone at all. I'm not going to say at all. I've gone, but.
You have a nice fan base down there that's bubbling?
That's exactly why I want to go there because I feel like that's the last.
And they kind of go crazy on her online.
Yeah.
So like she get a lot of love from Colombia and from around the tri-state.
But I need more love.
For real.
So they waiting for it. Good stuff.
And it's dope to see that because I've seen just from her social media, like the support that she gets from back home.
She go crazy on social.
It's crazy, bro. It's so dope.
That's been such a challenge because, sometimes you're not even in the mood to go on social media. So it's just like trying to stay active, trying to put a smile on. I try to be like as chill as I can. But
no doubt. Well, let the people know where to keep up with you at and how they can find all the music.
You guys can definitely find my music on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, every single digital platform. Gotta move, te estima lo que me gusta. You guys will enjoy it a lot. And there's more to come of me. Watch my videos. They're super interesting and eye-catching. So you guys will definitely enjoy it. You guys will definitely hear more from me. Thank you, Buda, so much for bringing me
That's your
here.
talent, man. Like
Mike
I said,
for having me.
Nah, thank you guys for coming through.
And again, guys, listen to my boy Jonathan, producer and artist. He's amazing.
Definitely do that. You know what it is. Hot 97 Meluchis. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.